Let me catch up with you. Yeah, so cover, kick, 1, 2, 3, gone, 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 and then through, and then 1, 2, 3, and through, and then you come back and you do another gone, and then from there you do a quan. So you got a gang over here, and then you do a quan to face the opposite direction. That's right. That's it. So gan and then quan. So from that finish you go gan, quan, and then from that one you rotate similar to the chum kill. You rotate the sword down and you do a quan facing to your right. There's the gan, quan, quan. So it's two gan and two quan. That's it. And from that one, you do a jut, and then you rotate inside, and then outside as you step forward. So, gan, quan, quan, and then inside, outside as you step forward. So the jut makes space for the sword to rotate inside and then outside. And of course that's also the reason for the length of the sword being the same as the fist to the forearm, so that you can rotate the sword inside as well as outside. So when you do that quan, when you do that, when you do that jut from the quan, it allows space for this one to start to rotate inside and then outside. That's it. You make space and you also push the other weapon away. And then you can rotate inside and then outside.
So when you rotate, does your elbow move out as well?
Yeah, your elbow has to accommodate the rotation of the sword. So your elbow moves out.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, all right. It's physically possible to do that now.
Yeah, you want to limit how much, because you want the energy to come from the elbow for your cut, and then from the elbow for your other cut. So you don't want to spend too much time with your elbow, but it does have to come out a little bit to accommodate it. Gan, that's right, then quan and quan. So kick, 1, 2, 3, gan, 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 1, 2, 3, gan, 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 cut, 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 then gan, quan, quan, jut, inside, outside. So kick, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Can you remember another piece?
Yeah.
So you've done that quan, you've done the jut, and you step through, and now you come back and you do one quan the other way. And then you do the same thing, you do the jut, and then you do the rotation.
So the other way just once then, yeah?
The other way just once. So from the side, you do that block, kick, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then gone, quan, quan, 1.
Right, okay.
That's it.
Just so you're placing your point of contact, as we do with our blocks, yeah?
That's right. Face the point of contact, then jut. So you push his weapon aside and you open your weapon out to be able to cut.
Okay, cool.
So the first cut is for the wrist or the elbow of the opponent.
Yeah.
So that's the first cut is on the arm that's holding their weapon. The second one is for the torso or the upper body.
We'll step in with the second one.
That's right. And
Yeah.
one of the design fundamentals of the Bart Chun Dao system is similar to the Wing Chun, that you have the defense and the counter-attack springs from the defense.
Yeah.
So you push that one aside, you cut the limb, and then you go for...
Not just the term, it's an actual physical form we put motion.
That's right.
Yeah, so you're actually pushing it away there.
Actually pushing away, and the same thing with the elbow and the wrist coordination. So just as you would,
Oh, I see, yeah.
just as you punch or you do a BOG or whatever, you do the same thing with the sword from the Tan Dao. You coordinate the wrist and the arm.
Yeah. So all the same principles are all there.
All the same principles, yeah. I mean, you can do these exercises as well where you do the downward figure of 8. So you get used to rotating the sword inside and then outside. And the other sword inside and then outside. And once you've done that jut and you come down inside, when you rotate, you go slightly higher for the target on the head. So you go rotate down and then hold the sword, yeah, a bit higher. Yeah, that's right. So if I can do it from the side, it's that.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So it's up there rather than down there.
So there, you don't drop the sword down, you just jump.
That's right, that's better. That's better. So you cut down on the arm and then you come around and you go a little bit higher for the target on the torso. So you've done this one here.
Yeah.
Then you come back, you still stay facing the same direction, but you do a lan. Now, a lan is the sword, both swords are vertical.
Yeah.
So unlike the Garn, which had the angle on the two swords, this one is vertical, but still at the same angle that you just did the last movement from. See if I can face the same way as you. So, yeah, you've done this one. Now, still facing that way, with the right hand on top, you do a lan.
So do I move my feet now or just stay there?
Yeah, you bring your foot back. You bring your right foot back behind. That's it, and do a lan.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, oh, okay, so sorry, it was one other thing. So you do the lan, and then you step, and you face the other way and do a lan. So you've got 3 lans. And when you arrive back here, you bring the 2 swords up together, come down, inside, step through when you do the outside.
Right, so I've gone to... It really follows the system, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. You
It's
tend...
not alien to it at all.
No, that's right. And because you have to coordinate doing it this way, you have to coordinate doing it this way.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you go back to the original direction to do the counter-attack movement.
Yeah, I think it's more just getting used to the extension of it, you know.
Yes, that's right.
You know, more than anything else.
Yes.
Because the rest of everything's the same. It's what you would do anyway, isn't it? So.
Yes. Yeah. No, it's very much, very much the sword version of the art. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you can cope with it after you've done that one, then you simply repeat. You come back over here, 1, 2, 3, and then you go this way.
Right.
That's
And it's 1, 2, 3, cut, and go that way. Right,
That's-
straight from the top.
That's it. And so exactly the same thing when you're doing the lance, the same thing, the counter attack springs from the defense. And this movement here, if you, when you defend and you use the hook from the sword to trap the other weapon of the other person, this movement is used to disengage. So if you've trapped and cut to get your sword back out, you use this movement to withdraw your weapon. If you've pinned his weapon with the hook, you use it to get out.
Yeah, that way of defending as well, I'm just supposed to draw him back and open it up.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. So trying to extract the sword, you just rotate and come back out again.
Right, so I'll have to
Yeah.
find something to trap one of the swords and see.
Yes.
That's quite, okay, that's cool.
Yeah. So that's that one, and then the same thing. Cut the limb, and then so you come down here, cut the limb, and then go for the target on the other person. So exactly the same as the rest of the Wing Chun system. You have the defensive movement, the lap dao, and then the cut, or you have the tan dao and the cut. You have the
So down means that means sword.
dao is sword, yeah. Bart Jarm dao. So Bart is 8 and Jarm is slash or cut. So Bart Jarm dao is 8 slash blade. So, and it's the same. The monks always used to aim for the wrist or the elbow or the ankle or the knee, because for the religious Buddhist purposes they weren't allowed to kill.
Yeah.
So they would disarm the opponent by attacking the joints.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're still going for the head, so I don't know. But anyway, so that was its origin. It was, designed to disarm.
It's a lovely thing, really, isn't it? It's
Yeah, it's beautifully, beautifully organised and beautifully aligned, and yeah, using Wing Chun, the traditional Wing Chun footwork, the traditional Wing Chun principles. It's all there. Yeah.
So it's 8 slash, you said, yeah. So what's the 8 slashes? What is that?
The 8 refers to the joints, the wrist and the elbows and the knees and the ankles. So it was named after the targets.
That's what it doesn't mean there's 8 different.
It doesn't mean there's 8 different kind of things. It was referring to the targets that the blade was.
What if I talk as though there's 8 types of cuts in, when you're using it, or 16 or whatever?
Oh right, yeah. No, that is that's certainly true for the dragon pole, for the pole, 6.5 strike pole form, but not for the swords. The swords are named after the limbs that it's attacking, the joints. In the pole, it just because when you're facing somebody with who also has a pole, they can take an attack to your leg. So the stance that is used is they call it a dilmar, is a hanging horse.
Right.
So that you can move your foot or move your ankle away from the other person striking your foot.
Yeah.
And because the pole has the range, has the distance on it, when you go in and you use a deeper stance to be able to thrust with the pole. So they just adapted it. They adapted the Wing Chun movements, and they still have the same angles and deflections, but the stances they changed so that it would match how you would fight with the pole as opposed to how you would fight empty-handed or how you would fight with the sword, because the sword can still use exactly the same footwork as the empty hands.
Right.
But the pole needs an adaptation, so they adapted it.
It's funny, just doing this part of the form, it's just actually making me think about the rest of the system and how it all fits in.
Yeah. When you're using the sword and you have to get the energy to the you've got the extension of the weapon, so you've got to get the energy to the tip. It suddenly makes you much more aware of coordinating the joints to get it to the end of the energy to the phoenix knuckle, or get the energy to the palm, or so yeah. It really sharpens up the meaning of getting the energy out from the elbow. So yeah, it's all useful, all very interrelated.
Yeah, nice.